Hello, my name is Rusty, and welcome to All In Currency. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time here with us today. Um, my apologies for not getting this video out sooner, guys. There's been a lot going on here at the house. This will be our fourth installment of the currency bill battle that we've been doing with Brian over at Change is Good. I think I've figured out how to add links and everything in my descriptions now, so I'm going to try to make sure to add a link over to Brian's channel so you can check out his videos also. He's actually a pretty intelligent, very skilled collector. Anyway, I wanted to mention today before I got into the finds from the battle. If you're a new collector and you're just getting into the hobby, if you'd like to get a copy of these bill battle point scoring systems, I like to call them our rules of engagement. It's actually a really good way to familiarize yourself with some of the fancy serial numbers that are out there. Now, when Brian put this together, we decided we didn't want to put all of the fancy serial numbers on here, but the ones that we've chosen are some of the most common, and it'll give you a really good idea of what fancy serial numbers are out there. All right. Even if you're a veteran collector, this is really fun. It adds a really interesting twist to the hunt. For me, anyway, I really enjoy it. Now, I went into this battle, the first battle of 2025. Brian led the attack. He was able to get first blood this year. And I went into this battle thinking that it was going to be a cakewalk. Brian had some nice finds. I believe he had 20 or 21 finds. Had a total of I think, oh man, I want to say 40, 41 points. Sorry, Brian, I didn't do my research beforehand. And I went into this battle thinking, man, that's gonna be pretty easy to beat. Well, not all hunts are completely fruitful. In this battle, and if you're a new collector, please stick around to the end of the video. There's some things that I would like to say and to address people after we score up our point total here. All right. We managed to get a little bit higher than usual amount of star notes this time. Star notes have really been falling off in my area. I mean, I'm sure there's still many hundreds of millions and millions of them out there floating around, but in my searches, they've been getting less and less. You used to be able to get, just on average, you'd find a star note every 100 notes or so. Some of my searches, I've only found 2 or 3 star notes out of 1,000. But anyway, all right, let's get into the finds here. All right. Our first 3 straps of the battle didn't really produce much of anything at all. I only had 2 notes. I believe it was a trinary and a star note out of the first 3 straps. All right, for our finds, we found 6 common 3.2 million star notes. 1, 6. Those were our 6 common star notes. On the common 3.2 million run star notes, we're giving them a point total of 1 point apiece, since they're so common. When you find a star note in your searches, more likely than not, it's going to be a 3.2 million run. All right, so that would give us a total of 6 points for the board on the star notes. We did find 1 low print run star note, which is this 2017 A from B, the New York district. It was a 640,000 run. So on our point battles, we are giving those from 640,000 to 800,000. We're giving them a 3-point total. So far for the battle, that'll give us a whole 9 points. Okay, now, in this search, didn't really find too awful much to be able to claim on our point scoring system. Oddly enough, the trinaries you normally find a lot of trinaries. I believe, I may be speaking out of turn here, but I believe there are over 700,000 possible combinations of trinaries in a block run. I should have checked out the information before I came on here. But so on our trinaries, one trinary with zeros, fives, and sixes. Another trinary with zeros, ones, and sixes. A third trinary with ones, twos, and threes. And a fourth trinary with ones, twos, and threes. Now, I'm not sure with the new, how do you want to word this? With the new collector base coming up and all of the new types of fancy serial numbers that are being collected, I'm not sure if this would be considered a true trinary. I'm not sure if true trinaries now are zeros, ones, and twos, or ones, twos, and threes. I'll have to do some more research on that. I'm really on point with I love the older types of collectible fancy serial numbers. I'm gonna have to refresh myself with this new class of collectible notes that are coming on, the chunky ladders, the true trinaries, things of that nature. Double triples, triple doubles. Those are all new for me. I'll have to be familiarizing myself with those. Anyway, and so we found 4 common trinaries. Give us a point score of 4 more points for our battle. And then we found another trinary. It has 1, 6s, and 8s, 6 of a kind ones. So, and I believe this is one of those new class of collectible notes. I believe this would be called a double-double. Or a triple-double. I'm not too clear on that, Brian. I may need some clarification on that one there, buddy. But anyway, just from those notes there, out of our 1,000, we had a whopping total of 15 points. Well, 14, unless this is a triple-triple. If this is a triple-triple or a double-triple or whatever you call that, that would give us a point total of 2 points for that one. So we would have a total of 14 or 15 points there. I came into this battle thinking that we were just going to smoke Brian with that low point run that he had. But this just goes to show not every search is going to be a winner. Okay, and I have 2 bills here that I'm going to need an official call on the play there, buddy. We got this one here. It's a slightly off-center misprint, miscut, but it's ever so slightly, Brian. I don't know if I really feel comfortable with even trying to call that one. But man, I'm trying to get any kind of points I can here out of this one. This was our men ran full tilt boogie out onto the field, and they were met with some artillery fire straight into the face. and here's a note, and I'm not quite sure how to claim it at all, buddy. I looked through our point scoring system on the ink errors and everything, and I guess this would be an insufficient inking error. Now, I've found some of these before in the past, but they've always been damaged notes, and I put this one under my big eye, the magnifying glass, and I also put it under the microscope here. Let me see if I can pull the camera off here without absolutely messing everything up. If not, this might be the end of the video. Alright. See if we can get a thing here on the microscope. And I really thought when I first saw this one, I thought it was a damaged note. But this is actually the first true insufficient inking error I've found on the serial numbers. So this is going to be a keeper for me regardless, whether it counts in the point battle or not. But man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scrambling for any point that I can get. 14 or 15 points. That's kind of an embarrassing showing for a battle. But anyway, let me know what your call is on that one, buddy. I can't really call that one without having it already on our point scoring system. You know, that would be, it'd be kind of wrong to call it now. But my hat's off to you, Brian. You definitely won this battle. All right. So that'll conclude the first bill battle of 2025. Brian, you are victorious in this battle, my friend. Dagnabbit. Pardon me. Okay, there were a couple things that I wanted to mention here in this video. I think I'm going to be switching gears on my videos a little bit. I remember how hard it was whenever I first started getting into the fancy serial number and collectible bill hobby. You know, there was so much conflicting information. You know, before I was able to get a hold of books and I knew what websites to go to and everything to be able to look up for free, I would watch videos and everything on YouTube, and I'd see one creator saying, this bill is worth $7 to $12. You know, and I'd go over and I'd see another big YouTube creator that's been doing it for 5 or 8 years, you know, and they'd say, no, this bill is worthless. You can't, there's no, you can go to the bank and you can find it yourself in the straps, and there's absolutely no value to this note. And I came to an epiphany. I myself, I think I am more guilty of it than any other creator on YouTube. I'm just a little bitty guppy fish, you know, I'm just doing my little bitty thing here. But I know as a new collector just coming into it and just starting hitting it hard here in the last couple of years, that when I go through $1,000 in bills and I come across a note that I'm not collecting or that I find personal interest in, I'll say it has no additional value. That is 100% wrong. Every fancy serial number has a value. You know, regardless if there's 700,000 of them or 250,000. Every fancy serial number will have a value. And if you're a new collector just getting into the hobby and you find that note interesting to you and that's what brings you into the hobby, that's awesome. As you go along and as you continue in your searches and your collecting and everything, your interests and your collecting will mature. You know, just like when I used to put together sets of quads, you know, matching quads and trying to match serial numbers, you know, and put together runs and matching districts and everything. You know, and then people would come on and they would say, well, that note is worth nothing. You know, it would break my heart. You know, I thought, man, I'm trying to do something here, and I thought it was interesting, but if they say it's not worth anything, maybe it's not worth anything. You know, in this collecting hobby, you know, it's important you collect what you find interest in. You know, what drives you, what gets you there, what gets you into the hobby, you know. And keep in mind, it's also a nice little way to save a little bit of money, you know, which will bring me to something else here at the end of this. I collect on a budget. You know, I myself, I'm on a fixed income. I'm on disability. I believe I'm going to start gearing my videos more towards beginning collectors to help them in the hobby when they first come in, because it can be so confusing and frustrating when you first come into the hobby and you get so much different conflicting information. You know, all information is good information. You just have to go through it and discern what's pertinent to you or not. But there are so many really great YouTube creators out there that are going through and they're hammering through $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in bills. And that's great. There's already so many creators doing that. I don't think I'm really going to be able to find a niche there. I'll still be doing my currency searches, my big currency searches, behind the scenes. But I don't think I'm going to be coming on anymore and doing huge $1,000, $15, $16, $2,000 searches and doing the reveals outside of possibly these currency battles. Because even though my patootie was handed to me this time, I really enjoy this. I, I I would highly recommend and suggest that for anyone. Go over and check out Brian's channel if you'd like to. Shoot him a message, and I'm sure he would be more than happy to send you a copy of this list. But outside of that, I believe I'm going to be doing $200 and $300 and maybe $400 searches, and as I go through, I'm going to pull out every bill, whether it be bookends, trinaries, quads. I don't know, even 4, 5, 6-digit ladders. Mixed or broken ladders and everything. And I'll be pulling each individual note out and maybe talking about it a little bit. Maybe familiarizing some of the new collectors with it. And I'll be going through my reference materials, and I'll tell you what the reoccurrence rate of it is and how many you're going to be able to find in a 96 million run. And I also want to put some information up on the site where, as a new collector, where you can go to find out information. Good websites you can go to, other YouTube channels you can go to find out good information from people that are actually putting out good information. I'd also like to start doing. I don't know if I can do it in my videos yet without getting a copyright strike, which I can't afford because I'm sure I'm going to get copyright strikes for running my mouth to people. But going through and doing screenshots in the books of what the reoccurrence rate is and where it's at, and then also going through my other books showing what the value of the note is according to the Paper Money United States Guide and all that, and some of the other reference materials is. Which brings me to something else I'd like to mention. If you're a new collector and you're able to, I know getting into the hobby, it's so expensive trying to get reference materials because reference materials are so friggin' high. I personally had to save up before I could start buying the books on the coins and the paper money and everything, even though they were just 20, 30, 40 bucks, I don't really have that type of disposable income just to throw around, but I want to provide as much information as I can, and you can also go to your used bookstores, and there's books on numismatics there, even if they're older books, out of date books. There's still going to be good, pertinent information in those books that you can use to help you in your collecting skills, and you'll be able to buy them there a lot cheaper than you will online. And I'll be doing a list of some of the other good reference material that you can buy online for the collectors that do have a little bit more money to spend. I mean, I get it. When I first got into the hobby, I was going and getting $200 and $300 in ones when I could. Just flipping through them and seeing if there was something interesting that I liked, and I'd keep it, and then I'd set it back, and then life would happen, and I would have to spend it. And I'd say, well, crap, it kind of sucks that I saved all that, went through all that, and had to spend it. But when it comes right down to it, I got it for face value from the bank, and when life happens, you do got to spend the money. Which brings me to, I'm just a small-time guy and everything, but I'm going to have to go cash these in today, which breaks my heart. It's a 100 consecutive $2 notes from 2013. And when I got these, I originally got these from one of my bank tellers at the banks, and she absolutely hates $2 bills. She said, "Russ, we got some $2 bills here in the back." She said, "I'd be more than happy to give them to you as long as you never bring them back here." And I said, "Absolutely." Some tellers love to get twos; they love to give them out. Most don't. They get stuck in their drawer forever. But she went back in there and she brought me out $500 in twos. 200 of them wound up being consecutive serial number $2 bills, and the other 50 were from the same run, same district, but they were scattered a little bit. But all 250 notes, they were all mixed in together. I had to go through them and put them in sequential order and everything. But I've had to spend the other twos. These were the last 100 consecutive $2 bills that I had from this run, and I looked them up in the book value, and the book value, just being the single note as it is, they're $5 a piece. So I'm potentially sitting on at least $500 worth of notes here. But little fur baby's sick, so we're going to be cashing in. I'm going to be going through it. I'm cashing in whatever I have to cash in. I'm cashing in this 1,000 that I just went through, and I'm cashing in these $2 bills. I have some collectible $50 notes I'm going to be cashing in. I have some $100 bills from 1969 from the C Block run, which are fairly collectible. They're more collectible than the A and B runs. But in all honesty, I got them for face value. And even though they are worth more, there's more value to them. When it comes time to spend them, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Okay, something else that I wanted to mention. I've gone back through and I've watched my videos, which I really don't like to do. I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I'm not narcissistic enough to go back and watch it over and over. But I've gone through it. I've noticed that I've come across in my videos as a little upset sometimes, possibly angry, and I'm not. I'm really not at all. I'm afraid of what it is I hate to whine and complain, but this is just simple truth. I'm in such a high level of pain constantly. Everything on my body, well, just about everything, has either been busted, broken, or replaced. Got a lot of really cool and funny stories from it, but it's been a lot of trauma, including a lot of brain trauma. But so I'm on a really high level of pain every day. On my good days, it would be enough to make a battle-hardened warrior want to weep. I know. But I took a step to try to address that the other day. I did something I absolutely hate to do. I made an appointment with my pain management specialist, or with my doctor, to get set up with the pain management specialist. And she's been waiting for me for years to do it, and I just refuse to do it. I hate all the surgeries and the shots and being stuck on handfuls of Skittles. The opioids are horrible. I hate them. I'll lay in pain and cry on the floor before I take them. But anyway, so I'll be addressing that. So maybe I can quit coming on these videos and seeming like I'm angry, because I'm not. I love this hobby. Nothing brings me. It brings me a lot of enjoyment. I can sit down at night and I can go through my bills, and I can focus on them. Just laser focused on the research and the searching and everything, and I lose myself. It takes away. It helps the PTSD. It keeps the demons locked in the box, and and the pain is just down to a dull throb. And anyway, it's my thing. But I wanted to go ahead and mention that we're up to 99 followers now on the channel. I never expected to get so many followers. I'd like to thank everybody so much for your help, your support, your comments. It is appreciated more than words can say. If you find something interesting here or helpful, maybe share it, thumbs up, pass it along to somebody else. I don't know, but I just wanted to come on and say hello, give you the results. I'm not doing this video over. Just wanted to come on and give you some of the point results from the battle here. I was honestly a little bit embarrassed to post the point result from the battle this time around, because it was horrible. Anyway, Brian, best of luck to you, my friend. I hope your hunts are amazing. Maybe we can do some more of these bill battles throughout the year and keep track of our points, and for our major battle at the end of the year. I'd like to thank everybody for spending a little time here with me and listening to my scattered, incoherent thoughts here. If you know somebody that's just now new to the hobby and getting back into the hobby, um, have them check out some of my new and upcoming videos that I'm going to be having coming out. I don't believe my older videos will be any help to them at all. Because as I mentioned before, I misspoke in those. And any new collector that has come across my earlier videos and finds those, and they see me flipping through notes and I'm tossing something to the side that they collect, or I say that this note really has no additional value, I owe you an apology. I apologize. I'll be addressing that, and we'll see what we can do to fix that in the upcoming shows and as time goes on. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, boo-boos, you ready to go to see the doctor? Doctors get poked and prodded?